Hey THV fam, Miss Elvi here. So we are now in the month of December and Pastor Mark has sent the families out an Advent calendar. But today's craft, I want to show you guys how to make an Advent wreath. So if you're not sure what the Advent wreath is, it's very different from the traditional Christmas wreaths that you see on the door. The Advent wreath is a wreath, similar to what you see on the doors, but the wreath is kind of like faced down, sideways down, I guess that's how you could say, and it has candles on top, 4 candles. So if you talk to your parents, they will most likely know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you 2 ways. One's a little more, it takes a little more time to make, and it comes out like this, if you can see this, and I'll show you just the steps that I've done to make this wreath. And as you can see, I use battery operated tea lights. So each week you would turn on 1 candle. So as you can see, I have 1 candle lit already, and I'm going to be lighting up the second one soon. So let's get started with the first one, which is the one that will take a little more time. I'm not gonna finish the whole thing because this is the finished project. I'm just gonna show you the steps that you will need to use or do, and the materials that you'll need for this wreath. So first, what I've done to create these candles is I have collected toilet paper rolls, and everyone should have this, right? And I use purple and pink for my candles, but you can use red, you can use whatever color you like, but I used purple. So we're gonna start with making the candle, and I just took my purple construction paper, and you are gonna need glue. And once I get this open, then we are going to glue this on. And so what I did was just this, if it comes out. I'm gonna need a new glue. This is not coming out. All right, here we go. Let's start over. See, as you can see, I just did part of it, and we're gonna get the rolling. And I try to roll it on as tight as I can. If you do need to add a little more glue, go right ahead. Sometimes I'll add glue right over here on the roll, or maybe even on the paper because we are rolling it. All right, so let's get this rolled up. And you want to try to keep it at the edge, okay? It's going to be a little tricky, but it's okay. You got this. And then I'm going to take my glue and glue right here. So we can, I don't know if you saw that, but here we go. All right, so we're gonna let this sit and dry. This is our candle. And you don't have to make it this long. You can cut the construction paper in half so you can just have the candle just as long as the toilet paper roll is. So it's totally up to you and what you want to do. This is your wreath. Okay, so the way I made the wreath was I cut out a long sheet of construction paper, and I've actually used 1.5. So what I did was I cut this, and I will cut it now. You might want to double the construction paper That's up to you, because sometimes when you put too much glue on paper, it gets soggy, right? I did not double my construction paper. It actually took a day for it to kind of become a little more solid and dry up all the way. And then I was able to kind of add some finishing touches to it. Or if I needed to add more of the green on it, then I did. But, okay, I don't need this part, so don't worry. Okay, so I'm only gonna use like half. And I'll show you what I'm gonna do with this later. So we have our 1.5, and this is just so when we make the ring, it's a little longer, you see? So we can add our candles, because when we just use the one, it turns out really small, and we want a big wreath. And don't worry that this is a little smaller, because we are going to cover it up anyways. So for the greenery, I actually used green streamers. So if you look, these are streamers, and I cut them into strips because I did not have enough green tissue paper. And so what I did, I used maybe a total of almost 150 feet of streamers for my greenery. And what I did is, after I cut these strips, I kind of just crumpled them up just like that. And they don't have to be like perfect crumples, because when you put everything together, it looks kind of nice, like a shrub. Like bushes are not perfect, right? Or, you know, we want them to kind of look fluffy. So I balled them all up, and, you know, I have more right here. And what I did was, I took my glue again, and I just put glue all over this strip of paper. And you can put your glue however you want, because you're gonna cover it up. So if it's messy, that's okay. And we just take our paper and we stick it just like that. See? And it's kind of fun. So I have more here. See? And then you're just gonna keep on doing this until you fill these 1.5 strips up. If you need to put more glue, you can. If you don't have liquid glue, that's fine. I think that your glue stick should work. It might not be as strong for this, because look at this. It's already kind of coming off, but you gotta wait, like, you have to kind of keep pressing it. But glue sticks should work, at least for this part. So it's gonna look like this, and then once you fill this whole strip up, the 1.5 strips, you are going to glue the strips. Oh look, this is coming off, so this needs more glue. You know, it looks like I'm kind of running out of glue. That's okay. I'm gonna do that. We are going to do this. Remember, it does not have to be perfect. So don't worry. And then you're gonna glue the other end so that it makes a big circle, okay? And then it'll end up looking like similar to my shrub right over there, okay? So this one kind of came off. There you go. Now, I know not everyone has battery operated tea lights hanging out in their house. Some of you might. So an alternative to using the tea lights, I can show you, but this one, you know, doesn't involve you lighting up the candle every week. It's kind of gonna look like it's already lit up. And if you're wondering how these are staying, I used some masking tape, and I kind of just made a little platform right in my candle so that my candle can sit in there. so I can take it out to light it whenever I want. So now to make your pre-lit candle, you're gonna take your masking tape and you're gonna do pretty much the same thing I did in there. You are going to make your own little platform. And so you have your tape, and in the middle of this tape, don't fold it all the way. I don't know if you can see that. Just make like a little loop. And you're, oops, sorry, that's my dog. You are going to cut that, and you're gonna take yellow pipe cleaner, and you can cut the pipe cleaner in half, and you're gonna make your own little candle. See? Just like that. You're gonna put it in your tape, just like that. So once you get your pipe cleaner, your yellow pipe cleaner in your tape, you're just gonna do it just like that. So there's your candle, okay? Your pre-lit candle. And what I did, just because, you know, I like to be fancy sometimes, is I just got some sparkly pipe cleaner and I wrapped it around and I taped it on the bottom. I mean, no one's gonna see the bottom, which is good. And just to make it look a little fancy, you know? And so once you've made this fancy Advent wreath, you know, each week you can go ahead and if you have your tea lights, you can go ahead and turn on your tea lights, okay? So if this is too much for you, if it's a little too complicated, I'm going to show you an easier way to make your Advent wreath. And it might be a little more fun. And so what I've done is, if you have green construction paper, I traced my hand on different shades of green construction paper. I took a paper plate, and on the back, or excuse me, on the bottom, bottom, whichever you prefer, of the plate, I just stuck each of these hands, I glued them on just like that, and then kind of just like as a wreath. And you can decorate your wreath however you want. You can, I have red construction paper here because I am planning to cut off, you know, like the mistletoes and putting like little mistletoes, or, you know, those little cranberry thingies on the wreath. And you can put your candles right on top just like that. You see? If you want, like I mentioned, you can, let me get my construction paper. You can get your tube, and if you want, you can just measure just a little bit over, or just maybe just half of your construction paper, and you can make the candle just as small as the toilet paper tube. And on the rims of the toilet paper roll, you would just glue it on just like that, and it'll stay. As an example, I mean, I can show you an example. I'm pretty sure you guys already know what I'm talking about, but I am going to show you an example. And this toilet paper keeps rolling, right? So don't forget to collect those toilet paper rolls. I'm not going to use my scissors for this because sometimes as nice as scissors cut with me, I don't always cut in a straight line. So I'm going to do this little, I don't know if it's a trick, but a strategy that I usually do is I fold it over and over, and see when it comes out the straight line, right? I'm sure some of you may know that trick already. Your parents might know that trick. Again, we're gonna take our glue, and as you can see, I used up a lot of my glue because I'm having a hard time getting some out. Okay, we are gonna do the same thing we did earlier. I'm gonna do that. See, we have our toilet paper roll, and I'm trying to make it even. And I'm gonna put some glue on the roll. It might look a little nicer, you know, with the small candle on the paper plate wreath, but let's see. I'll do this with you. Now, if you don't feel like you are as arts and craftsy, I don't know if that's a word. If you don't feel like you are, don't worry. Ask your parents for help, or ask someone in your family who likes arts and crafts, and I'm sure that they can help you with this. I'm trying to put more glue. I'm having a hard time getting my glue out. I think I need new glue. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and roll this roll. Oops, giving me just a little bit of a hard time. And here we go. Trying to make it even. I like arts and crafts. I hope you guys do too. Excuse me. So we're just gonna put the last of the glue here, and ta-da, it's gonna look just like this. And you can wait until it dries up, or you can just go ahead and just put the glue around the rim, just like that. And you're gonna want to go ahead and put it on your wreath, just like, I'm gonna put it right there, just like that. And like I said, if you do not have your candles, your pre-lit candles, you can just make your own, just like I did with this one with the tape. You can put it right inside and use a yellow pipe cleaner, and then you can put your little candle just like that. So I hope to see your creations. If and when you do make your Advent wreaths, please either show us a video, take a picture of it, and send it to us. You can have your parents email or send it to Pastor Mark on Remind, or you can email it to kids@thehillvallejo.com. So I am looking forward to seeing your creations. We will see you soon. Bye.